Shit.
For real.
What happens when trust falls apart and two generations of boxing royalty find themselves on opposite sides? One of the sport's most respected icons is now dealing with an unexpected storm. Not inside the ropes, but far outside the ring. Floyd "Money" Mayweather, the unbeaten legend who reshaped modern boxing, is facing a deeply personal challenge. And it's not coming from an opponent scheduled on fight night. It's coming from Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the very fighter once viewed as his successor. Tank, long seen as the rising star nurtured under Mayweather's guidance, has shifted from prized student to direct rival. This conflict goes beyond competition. It cuts into loyalty, history, and unresolved tension. The center of this growing fallout is Calvin Ford, the trainer who played a crucial role in building Tank Davis's career from the ground up. Once firmly in Tank's corner, Ford has now aligned himself with Mayweather Promotions, a move that sent shockwaves through the boxing community. What followed was anything but quiet. A heated face-to-face exchange between Floyd and Tank escalated rapidly, turning into a chaotic confrontation that left fans and insiders stunned. This was no ordinary disagreement. It was a visible fracture in one of boxing's most talked-about relationships. This situation isn't just about bruised egos. It's about influence, legacy, and who holds the reins moving forward. Power dynamics are shifting, alliances are changing, and the consequences could redefine careers. The spark that ignited everything traces back to a controversial business choice. Calvin Ford's decision to join Mayweather Promotions was viewed in very different ways. For some, it was a smart professional step. For Tank Davis, it felt like a personal betrayal, a move that cut deeper than words could express. And from that moment on, nothing was the same.
No, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, I didn't want him to get in trouble, and I wanted to make sure we was together. I used to take him to work with me, and he'd chill. Everybody knew him. Everybody knew him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it. Like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left. And, unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like that. Do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long time.
That's why this moment carries so much weight. Calvin Ford wasn't just another trainer in Tank Davis's corner. He was the architect behind Tank's rise, shaping his explosive style and guiding him from tough Baltimore gyms to headline events in packed arenas. For years, Ford and Davis moved as a single unit. Their partnership seemed untouchable. But that bond has now been tested. Ford's decision to align himself with Floyd Mayweather has sent unexpected shockwaves through the boxing world. That single move shifted loyalties, altered relationships, and triggered consequences no one saw coming.
You want to see you as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time. You know him. Both y'all from the streets of Baltimore, the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Tank Davis has never hidden the tension in his connection with Floyd Mayweather. Over time, he's openly suggested that Floyd tried to limit his independence and failed to fully respect his development as a fighter. When Calvin Ford made the move to join Mayweather's side, it struck a nerve. To Tank, it wasn't just a professional shift. It felt like the final breach of trust. And this time, he had no intention of staying silent about how he felt.
Oh, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me and he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
Remember Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 feet in and 1 feet out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it. Like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left. And, unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like that. Do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for.
The clash between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis first spilled into public view during a charity function in Las Vegas. What was meant to be a calm, positive event quickly shifted into an uncomfortable scene. With cameras rolling, Tank stepped forward and confronted Floyd directly, questioning his decision to bring Calvin Ford into his circle. According to reports, Davis voiced his frustration openly, accusing Floyd of taking away the one person he trusted most and suggesting Floyd couldn't accept his success unless he remained under his control. Mayweather didn't hesitate to respond. He pushed back forcefully, reminding Tank of the role he played in launching his career and dismissing the idea that Calvin's involvement would change anything between them. But as their exchange intensified, the atmosphere around them tightened. Onlookers described a heated back and forth, with neither man backing down. Tank accused Floyd of intentionally holding him back out of envy, while Floyd fired back by labeling Tank ungrateful for the opportunities he'd been given.
My thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level. And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. And, but over the years, it's constantly going on the internet, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd. Constantly be disrespectful, when all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go. That's all I've.
Much time for words to turn into physical chaos. The heated argument suddenly crossed a line when Tank shoved Floyd, triggering a rapid escalation. What followed was pure disorder. People from both sides rushed in, attempting to pull the two apart, but the situation spiraled out of control. Strikes were thrown as tensions boiled over. Footage circulating from the scene captures Tank throwing punches toward a member of Mayweather's entourage, while Floyd himself was restrained by security as they worked to contain the confrontation.
Bitch, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. You not catch me, motherfucker. I'll kill you, motherfucker. You crazy? Chill. I don't know who the fuck you think you're playing with. I'll bring your motherfucking face. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker.
Calvin Ford was also at the venue and initially stepped in, hoping to calm things down. Instead, he found himself pulled into the conflict. Tank redirected his frustration toward his former trainer, openly accusing him of betrayal in the middle of the chaos. The confrontation dragged on for several tense minutes before security finally managed to regain control and separate everyone involved. While no serious injuries were reported, the impact was undeniable. The incident left a mark, not only on
Waiting to sit down and talk to him one-on-one, saying what his mental at. Whatever he want to do, I just prepare him for it mentally. You know what I'm saying?
After the altercation, Tank Davis went live on Instagram to speak directly to his supporters. He addressed the situation head-on and made his feelings clear, suggesting that control has always been at the center of his issues with Floyd. According to Tank, Floyd struggled to accept that he was carving his own path. Tank also acknowledged that the controversy had pulled attention away from his upcoming bout against Lamont Roach. Instead of locking in on fight preparation, he found himself caught in the middle of ongoing tension. Still, he made it clear he wasn't backing down, emphasizing that pressure and adversity were nothing new to him, that what's unfolding between Floyd and Tank goes beyond a single dispute. It reflects a deeper divide in mindset. Floyd embodies an established era, a calculated strategist who oversees every corner of his business empire. Tank, by contrast, represents a newer wave of fighters who prioritize freedom, self-direction, and staying true to themselves.
Cut you off because you was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said,
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause it's, I feel like y'all got, I wouldn't say love hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29. You'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing
It's exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank no cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see.
Okay.
Now that emotions have cooled, a much bigger question comes into focus. What does all of this mean for Tank Davis moving forward? With Calvin Ford now aligned with Floyd's camp, Tank finds himself in unfamiliar territory. He's not only preparing to face Lamont Roach in his next bout, he's also pushing back against the growing narrative that his success depended on the team he left behind. But let's pause on that upcoming fight for a moment, because Lamont Roach is far from an easy assignment. The stakes couldn't be higher. Gervonta Davis has built his reputation as one of boxing's most dangerous finishers. His unbeaten record, packed with stoppage victories, speaks louder than any argument. Fans still remember his most recent highlight, a devastating body shot that folded Ryan Garcia in an instant. Tank doesn't just win fights. Each time he enters the ring, he delivers a message.
Tank Davis, bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yeah,
He was doing that a lot.
and he gotta be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is
And that's exactly why this matchup has everyone talking. Tank enters the fight as the clear favorite, but for him, this moment goes beyond simply getting his hand raised. It's about proving he still rules the division and reminding everyone that he remains untouchable at the top. With that expectation comes enormous pressure. All eyes will be on Tank, and anything less than dominance will invite criticism. Lamont Roach, meanwhile, brings a very different kind of threat. He may not possess the same single-shot knockout power, but his strength lies in precision and ring intelligence. Roach excels at timing, movement, and countering opponents who like to press forward. His footwork allows him to disrupt rhythm, and he's known for frustrating fighters who rely on aggression. Leading up to the bout, Roach has made it clear he's done his homework. During their face-off, his message was unmistakable. He's not stepping into the ring just to become another highlight on Tank's reel.
in the ceiling, but nothing is feeling like anyone has any fucking ability to even stick to a subject is killing me. The inability to pin humility. Hunter the butt on the back, ho. On the freaking minute, got me thinking of finishing everything with a seed a minute, and reaping the benefits. I'm asleep for the quillican as I'm thinking about an evil intent of another feed. I'm killing it. Cause even if I gotta end up eating a pill, it can even get him.
With Calvin Ford no longer in his corner, it will be fascinating to see how Tank adjusts his approach under new guidance. Tank's latest coach is Derek James, a trainer with deep experience and a strong track record. What makes this even more intriguing is their shared history. Derek James previously trained Frank Martin, one of Tank's most recent opponents. So he's very familiar with Tank's style, strengths, and tendencies. But here's the twist. Instead of analyzing Tank as an opponent, James is now tasked with preparing him for his upcoming fight. He's taken all that insider knowledge and is using it to sharpen Tank's skills, turning what was once a challenge into a potential advantage for the rising star.
Y'all gotta watch these guys,
right,
man.
He's a fighter, yeah.
He was a Golden Gloves champ from Indianapolis, right?
That's right. National Golden Glove champ, yeah.
Yeah, man, and he's got some skills, dog. Like I was like, that's a good one to add to the squad. If you're gonna add one.
How old is he?
He's like 26.
Okay.
So he's still young.
Yes, young.
Yeah.
Still, and listen, this thing about it, he's still getting better. He's still, because this is our third fight together. So you got to understand that, like, once he gets everything I'm telling him, the growth process, he's going to be amazing. He may be fighting for a world championship pretty soon. So
I was going to say, I wouldn't mind watching him and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah, the same way,
Yeah. Like
they sparred before the same way. Same way.
Oh, they have sparred before?
They sparred before, yeah.
How'd that go?
I don't know. I went. I wasn't there.
What you think about Gervonta Davis?
I like him. I like him as an individual, man. I like him. I know him, and I like him. I think it'll be a good fight. I think that Frank matches up pretty well.
Yeah.
For most of the guys there. Gervonta, I think, will be probably the tough.
Switching from Calvin Ford to Derek James leaves only one question. Will this change prove to be an upgrade or a setback? Or Tank? Calvin Ford's choice to align with Mayweather Promotions has been a double-edged sword. On one side, it gives him the chance to collaborate with one of boxing's sharpest minds. On the other, it has come at the cost of his long-standing bond with Tank Davis. It's remarkable to reflect on how far things have shifted from Ford standing firmly in Tank's corner, openly criticizing Floyd, to now joining forces with the very man he once challenged.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. And I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we see what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said this is the true colors of a person that's coming out, man, because they can't stand it, you know. Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows.
So what would drive Calvin Ford, someone who has long been a steadfast presence in Tank's corner, to make such an unexpected move? Ford hasn't spoken much publicly about his decision, but sources close to the situation say he views this as a rare and significant opportunity to advance his own career in boxing.
Roger never got trainer of the year when Floyd was fighter of the year. Yeah. His dad never got trainer of the year. So, you know, I've been openly expressing that. And I think it's time that Calvin gets his just due.
Floyd Mayweather's promotional empire is enormous, and by joining Mayweather Promotions, Calvin Ford gains access to a wider pool of fighters, greater exposure, and opportunities to be part of high-profile bouts that would have been hard to reach otherwise.
So his lifestyle, he may be friends with the guy that fights that fights in the main event, but he can't live the same lifestyle that the main event fighter lives.
As his career moves forward, rumors suggest that Calvin Ford may be experiencing mixed emotions about Tank. Between the recent public chaos, legal issues, court appearances, and the ups and downs of Tank's personal life making headlines, it's understandable that tensions could be high.
For battery, violence. You put your hands behind your box. Yeah, handcuffs. Hey, the little one inside.
Yeah, I don't gotta ask him.
Well, we need to make sure she's with somebody.
She's okay. She's with somebody.
Okay. listen, I get you that you're upset, but we can't just.
Joining Mayweather Promotions might be Ford's strategy to advance his career within a professional setup that provides stability, something Tank hasn't consistently been able to offer.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance to focus 100% on boxing. You know, one day you're worried about the position that your family is in. You worry about your living conditions.
How is Tank responding to all of this? Not surprisingly, he isn't taking it lightly. Sources close to him say he feels deeply betrayed, interpreting Ford's move as a clear alignment with Floyd over himself. Reports also suggest Tank was already upset over rumors that Ford had been sharing Floyd's private training strategies. With this new signing, those feelings of frustration and betrayal have only intensified, making it feel like salt on a fresh wound.
Calvin Ford, what does he mean to you when you hear that name? What does he mean when you first hear that?
A father. Father. And then
As the conflict between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis continues to play out, one thing is obvious. The boxing world hasn't witnessed tension quite like this. What began as a professional disagreement has escalated into a full-scale feud, with careers and legacies potentially on the line. What caused the rift between Tank and Floyd, who were once extremely close? Let's break it down. According to reports, Floyd allegedly orchestrated attacks on Tank while he was unarmed during training runs. On top of that, he's said to have spied on Tank and even tipped off one of Tank's former opponents, Frank Martin, about his location. Having worked with Tank for years, Floyd was intimately familiar with his strategies, and he reportedly shared that information with Martin as well. That sense of betrayal cut deep for Tank, and it's clear he did not take these actions lightly.
he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. I seen his people's drive by while I was running. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll picture him bad situation.
Here's the twist. Tank revealed a shocking piece of information. Let's break it down. Everyone knows Floyd Mayweather is a boxing icon, but he's also extremely protective, particularly when it comes to his family. His daughter, Yaya Mayweather, has recently found herself in the public eye for personal reasons, including her ups and downs with NBA YoungBoy. And now, it seems, even more drama is emerging, adding another layer to an already intense story.
Tonight was fun though. We had fun. We were having a simple conversation that happened to be on live, and I said what I...
Enter Gervonta Tank Davis, Floyd's former protege and a dominant force in the ring. Lately, however, Tank has been grabbing attention for more than just his knockout power. According to rumors, he may have been involved in a secret relationship with Yaya Mayweather. And the person who reportedly revealed this surprising development? None other than fellow fighter Ryan Garcia.
I already knew about all that. Once Gervonta fucked Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and that's not even a secret. That's not something I'm exposing.
That wraps up today's breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest uploads. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.